we didn't have anything. So I went to work, man, and I used to detail cars, whatever I could do, you know, as a kid to make extra money. You know, I've worked my whole life, basically, you know, because as a kid, you know, as a young boy, I had chores I had to do. You know, I learned from a very young age that no one owes you anything, and there ain't nobody gonna give you a damn thing. But you can have anything you want if you work hard enough for it. And I believe that, and I proved it. And we worked our way up.
Branch Warren was born in 1975, Tyler, Texas. Had pretty much nothing going for him except for his guts. When he was about 13, 14, his dad left them. They ended up losing their ranch, their house, basically everything they had. He started working at a car wash while he was still in school just to bring in some extra cash. Growing up, he figured out pretty fast that life's tough, it's not fair, and nobody's gonna hand you anything. But he also learned that if you bust your butt, you can make something of yourself.
I'd been on the bottom end of the scale, and I want to be on the top end. And I was like, I didn't hate on them. I just was like, told myself, I'm gonna be there one day. And I knew they got there through hard work. And you know, that's anything's possible if you're willing to work hard enough.
There's no one in this world that trains harder than Branch. In an interview, Ronnnie Coleman straight up said that nobody, and I mean nobody, trains harder than Branch Warren. He's like the ultimate gym warrior. He's the real deal when it comes to hardcore workouts. I promise you, you won't find anyone more dedicated and relentless than Branch.
One day we were getting ready for the show, and a tornado come in. You know, all the sirens are going off, everybody's running. You know, we have a lot of bad tornadoes here. My wife called me like, man, y'all better get out of there. I'm looking at this radar and it's headed right for you. And I looked at him, I said, man, you want to run or you want us to keep training? I said, because if you leave, I'm going to keep training regardless if you leave or not, because I had a show too, you know. He goes, I'm going to stay, you know. So we took that old chin-up bar and we took it outside. We just kept doing chin-ups. And I remember we used to have boards on the side of the building that I'd put over there that used to be old deadlift platforms, and they literally flew away like a kite. And we're like, looking at this, we're like, dang, man. We just kept working out, and you know, with that kind of mindset, I knew he was going to go a long way. And about 3 weeks later, he beat Jay Cutler at the Teen Nationals, you know, for the overall.
So, in 2011, he took home the Arnold Classic win.
First place trophy presented by Brian Kavanaugh, GNC, goes to Branch Warren.
And he was looking like a top contender for the Mr. Olympia title that same year. But then, just 30 days before the Olympia, he completely tore his quad muscle off the bone.
My foot slips, and my leg was like underneath me in this weird position. And
he had to get surgery to reattach it just 48 hours later. And after that, he couldn't even walk or do anything alone.
I'm like, ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm done. And I sit there and, you know, me being me, I just got mad. I got madder and madder. And I sat there and I said, you know what? I ain't gonna say a word, I'm just gonna do it. And I told Trish, I said, I'm doing the Arnold.
And then, in 2012, he went ahead and won the Arnold Classic again.
2012 Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, Branch Warren.
Nothing in my life has ever come easy. Nothing. And everything I ever got, man, I haven't had to work for it. I've had to bust my ass for it.
People always criticize how Branch trains because it's so intense and kind of scary. And this is what he thinks about his training.
See, I train by feel. I'm not training by, this supposed proper technique or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
I'm trained by feel. I feel my muscle working. And as it burns harder than the more it burned, the madder I would get. And I'll just keep going. And to me, it was like a war against the weights. Is this weight going to beat me or am I going to beat the weights? Can I get 5 more? Let's say I was going to do 10. When I get to 10 and, it's screaming, I'll just get angry. And I'm like, I'm going to do 5 more, however I got to do it. Because if you're still contracting and flexing,
Yeah, of course.
the muscle's still working. And, people say, well, why do you train so hard? Well, because if I didn't train like that, I would have never won anything. And I train like a madman. Bodybuilding, I'm not being judged by whether or not I pause the bench, the bar on my chest. I'm being judged by how my chest looks, how my physique looks. So bodybuilding, it's about getting as much blood into the muscle as possible and working that muscle to failure. That's all it's about, period. And people say, oh, you get hurt that way. I never got hurt in the gym. So I don't buy that. I think the key to bodybuilding is intensity. I think train intense, train to failure, getting as much blood into the muscle as you can, and then having proper rest and recovery. That's something I learned very early on as a teenager, is the more time you take off and rest, the better you come back. You're stronger, you grow more.
Got it. Come on. Finish it.
He's like a psychopath, but in a good way. Bodybuilding was like therapy for him. I've never seen anyone more aggressive, seriously. There's this raw energy inside him. And he trains harder than you've ever trained in your whole life.
I was so angry. I'm like, this ain't gonna beat me. But the key is you get angry and get pissed off, that's one thing. But if you get angry and pissed off and you can channel that into something positive, then it fueled me.
Yep.
And that's what drove me. So no matter how bad it hurt, no matter how much pain, all these things I went through, I just took that anger and channeled it, made it positive.
I've never seen a human more aggressive. There's an animal inside of there, and it's awesome.
You can barely move, you can barely do another rep, but if you can mentally push yourself through that and you break through that wall, then you get to this like euphoric state. It's incredible. And now it takes a huge amount of effort to do that.
Bodybuilding taught me there's no substitute for hard work, period. Yeah. If you want something, you can have anything you want if you're willing to work for it, but ain't nobody gonna give you a damn thing for free. The other thing it taught me was self-discipline. You have to have self-discipline. Just because you want to do something doesn't mean you need to do something. And if you want to achieve something really great, then you're gonna have a lot of sacrifices that you make to get there, and that means you gotta have self-discipline. You wake up in the morning, you're dead tired, you're sore, you don't want to go to the gym, but you want to win, right? So if you don't go, somebody else is going to go. For sure. So you get your ass out of bed and you go anyway and you give 100%. It's just self-discipline. You make yourself do it. As long as you don't give up, I think Rocky said it best. It ain't how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, how many hits can you take? And that's something that's very true, man. I tore my quad, tore my triceps off the bone. All these things should have ended my career. You know, the quad injury, you know, I don't think anybody had ever really come back successfully. But I'm like, after that, it taught me never give up. As long as you got hope and you're willing to fight, you can overcome anything. Things happen in life, man. You can sit around and cry and whine about it and make excuses, or you can just man the fuck up and overcome it.